Thank you very much for being here. First Lady of the United States, distinguished delegates, ambassadors, and world leaders. 1 year ago,
our country was in deep trouble. But today we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. And there is no other country even close. America is blessed with the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation on the face of the earth. This is indeed the golden age of America. Growth is surging, manufacturing is booming, the stock market is doing better than it's ever done. And importantly, workers' wages are rising at the fastest pace in more than 60 years. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? I like to speak my mind and speak the truth. And with immigration, it's destroying your country and you have to do something. Our message is very simple: if you come illegally into the United States, you're going to jail or you're going back to where you came from. Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, it's creating more. The number one political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration, it's uncontrolled. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. Think of that, and now we haven't stopped totally. They're not coming anymore because they know they can't get through. But what took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them, and not finance them. In the United States, we reject the idea that mass numbers of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the world. Trampling borders violate our sovereignty, cause unmitigated crime, and deplete our social safety net. We have reasserted that America belongs to the American people, and I encourage all countries to take their own stand. Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens. It's not sustainable, and because they choose to be politically correct and do absolutely nothing about it, I look at London and it's been so changed, so changed. Now they wanna go to Sharia law, but you're in a different country. You can't do that. What makes the world so beautiful? Each country is unique, but to stay this way, every sovereign nation must have the right to control their own borders. You have the right to control your borders as we do now, and to limit the sheer numbers of migrants entering their countries, paid for by the people of the nation. They put their blood, sweat, tears, money into that country where migrants have violated laws, claimed refugee status for illegitimate reasons. They should in many cases be immediately sent home. And while we will always have a big heart for people that are struggling, we have to solve it in their countries, not create new problems in our country. According to the Council of Europe, almost 50% of inmates in German prisons were foreign nationals. In Austria, the number is 53%. In Greece, the number was 54%. And in Switzerland, beautiful Switzerland, 72% of people in prison are from outside of Switzerland. When your prisons are filled with so-called asylum seekers who repay kindness with crime, it's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it. Now see, I can tell you, I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. In America, once we started detaining and deporting everyone who crossed the border illegally, they simply stopped coming. They're not coming anymore. Any system that results in the mass trafficking of children is inherently evil, yet that is exactly what the globalist migration agenda has done and what it's all about in America. Those days, as you know, are over. We are continuing to work to track down the villains that are causing this problem. They're lost or they're dead, they're lost or they're dead because of the animals that did this. To protect our citizens, we virtually stopped drugs coming into our country by sea. We call them the water drugs. They kill savage drug cartels. Bloodthirsty transnational gangs is probably the worst gangs anywhere in the world. MS-13 and trendy Aragawa. Such organizations torture, maiming, mutilate and murder with impunity. The enemies of all humanity. For this reason, we recently begun using the supreme power of the United States LA to destroy Venezuelan terrorists and trafficking networks to every terrorist thug smuggling poisonous drugs into the United States of America. Please be warned that we will blow you out of existence. That's what we're doing. We have no choice. We can't let it happen. That's what we're doing. We have no choice. We can't let it happen.
And by the way, speaking of crime, Washington, D.C. is the crime capital of America. It's a totally safe city. Everyone's going out to dinner. They're going out to restaurants. Your wife can walk down the middle of the street. And yes, I called in the National Guard, and the National Guard took care of business, and they weren't politically correct, but they took care of business.